All right, we are back on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith. How is everybody doing this evening? We got Georgia taking on Texas. As you're looking at the stadium, Sanford Stadium looks like it is going crazy. Um, just that being said, if you can do us the biggest favor, if you're new to the program, hit the like and subscribe button and help us grow this thing. And let me get some particulars out of the way. There is that. Appreciate everybody who has joined the program. Also, in the second half, we are going to open the phone lines. Georgia getting ready to take the field. This is going to be a bit of a banger, I will say. I'll be interested to see how this whole thing shakes out, the whole shooting match. To be honest, so there's that. Georgia coming in. They are in. So Kirby's got to have them locked in for this one. I don't think that there's going to be any easy route. Also, in the second half, the phone lines are going to be open. Texas A&M with a hell of a comeback today. Alabama falls at home to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's playoff chances just go absolutely through the roof on that whole deal. So there is that. And Trinidad Chambliss throws an interception. Not looking good for the Rebs. Texas taking the field. I'm sure there's a ton of burnt orange out there today. So down there in Athens. So I don't know. We seen it last year. Georgia, Texas, people throwing stuff on the field. It was a bad ordeal. So we'll see where this one. We'll see where this one gets to. Carson Beck got hurt last year. Gunnar Stockton came in, so technically Gunnar Stockton's played against Texas. So we'll have to see where this one shakes out. It's going to be a interesting endeavor. I will say that much. Georgia 8-0 against top 10 teams at home. So there is that. Also, if you can do us the biggest favor, hit the like and subscribe button. That helps. Also, Ohio State finally gets a night game. They are on the board. There is that. Also, we are live on TikTok. So we will see where that shakes out. I got to do some other stuff. Ooh, buddy. There's that. But appreciate the follow, my guy. Appreciate it. JMO or AJ Brown. I think Alabama's out of the playoffs now. No, I don't think Alabama's out of the playoffs yet, but I think if they drop another one, they're done. So Mm. Not 2 years in a row, Lane will drop one to a Florida team that he shouldn't, right? So, about to get it teed up here. All right. Ooh, nothing doing. Also, if you look at it, you're gonna get Mississippi State, Missouri right out of the rip. So Texas, ooh, I think this would be a big statement if they could come out and get it in. Aggies, oh yeah, Texas A&M came back and they came back and proved a lot of people wrong. I will say that. Also, the phone lines will be open in the second half, so we'll see what Texas does with it on this first drive. Boy, running right through them. So we'll see. Let's see what the time is on the halves here. I think it'll be interesting to see. Ooh, that's a catch. All right, Texas is in business. Sark is marching it right down the field, given the O line comps and all of that fun stuff. Also, side note in the Ohio State game, no Nico tonight. Ohio State up 7-0. I would say it'll probably that'll be probably the constant there. No Nico. Although a lot of people aren't giving him a chance, but you never know. So there's that. Huh. But appreciate all 40 people we got in here. Also, the big news. Also, UFC tonight as well. Big news. YouTube TV gets it back. ESPN back. I just bizarre. Mississippi State taking on Missouri tonight as well. Have to see how this whole thing shakes out. Bang. Yep. Also, Florida's got it first and goal. See how this whole thing shakes out for them. Uh-oh. Two helmets. Oh, Florida in again. Ooh, we. Got two helmets stuck together. Imagine that. Yeah, we'll have to see where everybody's playoff chances shake out after the end of tonight. They got Florida, looks like on a false start. Missouri's construction in the end zone is coming along. Oh, they got the Rock M over there. But I think the biggest thing is that Texas needs to come out and score on this opening drive also. But also at halftime over here, we do take a break at halftime. So there is that. And then normally the post-game show is dependent upon how many people call in and things of that nature. But what is this update? So there's that. Florida on top of Ole Miss 14-10. Who had that on the bingo card? Ole Miss was, I think when it opened, it was 15.5-point favorites. All right, false start. So back Texas up. Oh, 54. He moved big time. Dead red on 54. Uh-oh. Going to be tough. 1st and 15. Not an ideal starting. But, I mean, Texas is in field goal range. Arch navigates the pocket and gets it out. I'll be interested to see how many points UCLA scores tonight. If they get over 21, I consider that a pretty decent night for them. So 3rd down coming up in Texas, Georgia. Can Ole Miss in Trinidad Chambliss get it figured out? That's the big thing as of right now. So opening drive still 11 plays, 59 yards. Arch, oh, he dropped it. He dropped it. Not. Yep, I feel you there. Texas fan is just like, ugh. And they are, what is he doing? It hits him right in the hands. Doink. So Texas got to roll out a field goal. Ole Miss gets a 1st down. Kick is good, so there is that. Jalen Warren, Chase Brown. I think you're pretty much at a crapshoot at that point. We're about to see Georgia on offense. Ole Miss calls timeout. That's fascinating. Pig guy. What's up, man? How you doing? I'm doing good. Just doing a live stream for this Georgia Texas game. Nothing too major, my guy. Mm, let me give this another retweet. I still can't believe Alabama lost. Really. So that's kind of where we're at. Change of possession. Some of the bigger things that go on here also, if you're new to the channel, you can do us a big favor, hit that like and subscribe button. That helps us grow this thing and all of that. So that's where we're at. Indiana wins today, opening the phone lines in the second half. Utah on top of Baylor, Florida State, Virginia Tech, no score. Missouri scored. Ohio State gets the ball back. They're up 7-0. No Nico for Ohio State. And also no Carnell Tate for Ohio State, but I don't think that's going to matter much. I think if UCLA scores 21 points, that's a big victory for them, in my opinion. Just as I'm kind of looking at it, but we'll see. Although it could get interesting if UCLA could force a punt here. So there's that. Also, if you're watching on Twitter, hit the link and come on over to YouTube. Yep, had it right in the breadbasket, and he just dropped it. Wingo can't catch for shit. Oh yeah, that's a tough one. But like I said, we're going to open the phone lines in the second half, and the phone lines will be open all throughout the postgame show. Georgia with the fair catch. Talk about the most awkward night. Guess no playoffs for Alabama this year. It's going to be tough. Alabama going to win out to make the playoffs. Well, ooh-wee. Uh-oh, Trinidad, you better get rid of it, dog. Yeah. That's a awkward. The thing with Alabama in the playoffs is I think they'll be all right as long as they win out. I think it's going to be A&M and somebody. And what is Gunnar Stockton doing? Wow. Wasn't expecting that, but the Georgia fans will be going absolutely insane if they lose this game. So we'll see where. That's something that Texas is going to have an issue stopping is the quarterback run game. That looks like a horrendous spot in the Ole Miss game as well. Oh, let me fire up the other laptop here. I think I got to put another game on TV3. Got to get that rolling, but yeah, Texas is going to bottle that up, my friends. So after this week, everybody's going to be down on Texas A&M for, in my opinion, getting down that big to South Carolina, but I don't think you'll see a change in the top three, to be honest. I really don't. I mean, I could be wrong, but does anybody else think there'll be a change in the top three? Gunnar Stockton connects again. So there's that. Okay, I had to look at the late night slate. Oh man. So got that figured out. Yeah, that guy 4 for Ohio State, you might want to cover him. Chambliss throws it away. All right, what does Gunnar Stockton got? Orbit motion. Stockton hit. Why is there 2 kids dressed up as avocados on Georgia's sideline? Yikes. I find that fascinating. I wonder if they'll get them on the replay. Just if he would have had a second longer to deliver that, because he was about to get crunched. $5:28 left in the opening quarter. Stockton with another completion, and Ole Miss is on the board as well in the Lane Kiffin Bowl. So there's that. Ole Miss up 17-14. Julian Sayin is hurt. Julian Sayin for Ohio State in the medical tent. That is not good for the Buckeyes. And the rain is started. So we'll see where that shakes out. Ohio State up 10-0. Ole Miss on the board. Can the Longhorns get a stop? And Georgia's on the board. Touchdown, Dawgs. Well, if Ohio State can't blow UCLA out of the water at home, I think there should be a change. Ooh-wee. Scott coming in with the hot take. Get your oven mitts on, people. Just right there. Get your oven mitts. What's going on TikTok? I've kind of been ignoring the whole TikTok thing, but see what that's got. Appreciate all 77 in here watching live. Get that in. Uh-oh, we're already melting down. Old Miss fans are saying getting out coached by Billy Gonzalez. Oh, I'm sure that it's been very contentious in the Vaught Hemingway area. That is for sure. Also, in the second half, the phone lines will be open. Also, just reading some stuff. Also, if you guys are new here, hit the link in the bio. And if you're watching on TikTok, come on over to YouTube. That helps us a ton. It really does. So, pretty much everything's at commercial. Imagine that. So, nothing really doing. The first quarter's almost over. Oh yeah, I remember that. The debacle in Gainesville for Ole Miss last year. Yep, that was a tough one. Drew, we have to win out. And yes, if not, no. Oh, I bet he's talking Bama playoff chances. So I would say that's what he's probably talking about. Oh, ECU Pirates 7-3. Way to go. Some of the other scores from around today, Delaware, it's not looking good for old Phil Longo. Where are my finals? Wake Forest topples North Carolina. Indiana rolls. A&M gets a 1-point win. Oklahoma beats Bama. Texas Tech rolls. Notre Dame rolls. I don't think there was any big shocker other than Georgia Tech getting taken to the brink by Boston College. So we'll see. They're fired up. Can Texas respond? But I don't think about playoffs. If we play this week, I'm not worried about next week. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, we get another commercial break. So what do we got? We're almost 30 minutes in. So it's not too bad. For the folks on TikTok asking me fantasy questions, I think that if you draft good, you won't have that issue to where you're trying to rebuild your entire roster in the middle of the year. That's just all I'm saying on that. So DJ Lagway tonight, 4-7 for 55 yards, and they have somebody wearing a Guardian cap at Florida. Yikes. Oh yeah, it's the tight end. Mississippi State bangs home a 47-yard field goal. Dave Aranda down. I don't necessarily like to call for people's jobs, but that's just kind of what it is. But what in the world? Why do I have a... There's no way that number is right for people I have live on TikTok. There's no way that's real. Also, if you can do us the biggest favor, hit the link in the bio and come on over to YouTube. That helps us a ton. There's no way that number is real. It says I have 160 people in here. No way. But if you can do us the biggest favor, hit the link in the bio and come on over to YouTube. That helps us grow the platform a ton. But so we're waiting. Commercial break. Nothing out of the realm of possibility or nothing too crazy, but that's just kind of what it is. Also, at halftime, we're going to take a break and we'll reset. So there's that. Harvey or Monty? Huh. Well, there's that. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this whole thing shakes out. There's the stars are out tonight for Georgia, Texas, McConaughey, and Jason Aldean. Yeah, you left one guy unblocked. How'd you think that was going to go? That's kind of what I was thinking, but so Arch is in trouble. Surprised they didn't call that a block in the back. Why do they have college football portal before the end of the season? Because it's based on class schedule and the sports calendar for said sport. That's why it's there. Ooh, Arch. Ooh, that is just not good. Georgia all over them. Fourth down, I would say Sark's punting here. I would at least think so. Instant catch and tackle. Yeah, he didn't really have a chance. That Johnson kid's a huge dude. 6'4", 255, and runs like that. Yeah, that's not good for the kids. Well, when they started paying him, they had to let him leave whenever they wanted to. That's the problem. When they started paying him, that's just what it came down to. So there's that. All right, Texas punt. We'll have to see if Gunnar Stockton comes out in this zone read stuff again. That's what I'm kind of curious if what they run with Stockton. Missouri on the board again. That is unfortunate. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that, so you better get ready, Texas. Really, Texas needs a stop. We're coming up on the end of the first quarter. This first quarter is going quick. 36 minutes for the first quarter. And it's going to go even quicker. Also, in the second half, the phone lines will be open. So there's that. All right, Gunnar Stockton. Can Texas get a stop and get off the field? Looks like 2nd and 5. Well, Julian Sands back out there for Ohio State, so I would say all good is in the neighborhood. Uh-oh. All right, another Georgia first down. Going to be tough to stop that. That's all I'm saying. It's going to be Trinidad Chambliss with a good throw. Throw and catch. Wow, Ole Miss is already they're already coming up on halftime. So there's that. That's the end of the first quarter. Into the first quarter. I don't think I don't think this game is even remotely close to being over. I do see a lot of UGA folks kind of celebrating like we're going to blow them out, and I'm just like, I don't know about that. I'm going to send that text. So there's that. Uh-oh. No dice. Oh, UCLA hits Sayin again. Julian Sayin's hurt. He's kind of limping. All right. What do we got? Still at commercial. Into quarter. But I think the networks, I honestly think the networks were getting a lot of issues with game times. Also, Texas versus Georgia, for all you folks out there, comment your pick. Who do you think is going to win this game? Is kind of where I'm at. Who do you think is going to win this game? That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think Georgia wins it, but I think it's going to be super close, to be honest. I think it's going to be like really close. Trinidad. I would say Ole Miss needs a touchdown to go up a field goal. Yikes. So we're still waiting on commercial. Boomer. Yeah, Oklahoma gets the win today. That's a big win for them. Also, in the second half, the phone lines will be open. We do shut the TikTok live down, and then we just restart it. So if you want to be informed, follow me so you know when I go live. So that's just kind of where it's at. All right. All right, we're back at it. It'd be huge if Georgia goes up and scores a touchdown here. Yeah, Zachariah Branch. There goes that man. That could have been a hold, but what are you going to do? Ole Miss on the board. They go up by a field goal. Ooh, the Ole Miss touchdown called back. Ineligible man downfield. Yikes. That's tough. Nope. Flag on the play. What is the flag? Is it in the defensive backfield or the offensive backfield? Holding on Texas. Ouch. Half the distance and yep, right there. Number 5 grabbed 16. You can see the jersey tug. Anthony Hill Jr. So we'll see. Oh, why would you run that toss? Toss on the perimeter is horrible. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh no. Well, this is critical. Is this 4 down territory for Kirby? Is the question. That's the question. Because if he doesn't get it here, does he kick a field goal? No, another touchdown. Pressure is on Sark. Big time. Oh, wow. 8 plays, 66 yards, 4 minutes, 32 seconds. What has Blake Shapen got rolling? Mississippi State, Missouri. Mississippi State in the red zone. Ooh. Uh-oh, Day's going to go for it on 4th down? What are you doing there, Ryan? You better chill out, dog. It says our defensive backs are not staying with their men. Yeah. No shit. I'm glad you figured that one out. Okay, so change of possession. We got about another 25, 30 minutes worth of stuff going on here. What is that? No, I don't want that. I don't even know what that is. And Blake Shapen in the end zone for Mississippi State. The Dawgs got some fight. Also, I appreciate it. Everybody watching, if you could do us the big favor and hit that like and subscribe button, that helps a ton. So there's that. Also, Taco Bell paying some money for this. Ooh. Ole Miss doesn't get it on 4th and goal. Does Lane kick a field goal? Yes, you got to kick the field goal, Lane. You have to. I say that's a touchdown for Blake Shapen. Also, we're going to open up the phone lines in the second half. And Ole Miss's field goal, good. Uh-oh, we got penalty flags flying. Commercial break, Georgia, Texas. One of those deals. Also looking at the raw construction that is at Missouri in the end zone. Number 24, hands to the face in the Florida Ole Miss game. They're looking at the validity of a catch in the Ohio State game. Georgia, Texas back on. And Ohio State on the board. It is turning into a rout in Columbus. Uh-oh. 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 Texas with a huge return on the kickoff. But there's a flag out. I would say it's coming back. Oh, that is Banks, the wideout coach, going absolutely batshit crazy. They called that a hold. I believe his name is Jeff Banks. Also, he got sued. That's funny because his girlfriend, him and his girlfriend had a Halloween party in I think it was 21 or 22, and he ended up getting sued in it was either 21 or 22, but him and his girlfriend ended up getting sued because her monkey bit a child at one of their Halloween parties, and she was a stripper. Her name was I believe her stage name was Pole Assassin. Now that is a hold. The Jersey tug, that is a hold. But anyway, do carry on with the game. So Texas inside the 5. Basically, they're looking for 2 first downs, and if they have to punt, at least they flip the field. Uh-oh, there goes that man. A lot of green grass in front of him. There goes that man. A lot of hand signals going on with the folks from Texas. I will say the folks from that state love their hand signals. Arch delivers it. Can Ole Miss keep Florida out of the end zone? Arch Manning 7 of 8 for 75 yards. Texas desperately needs a touchdown. Arch going up top. It is he dropped it. At least when he dropped it, he didn't get up and act like he was hurt, because that's kind of the MO with the wideouts. That is one of their MOs that they like to pull. Oh, they were trying to run a clear out play for the tight end. 3rd and 10. What do you like here? Uh-oh, Lane is pissed. Okay. Oh, another one. That is no good. Ooh, kind of hit Arch low. Another Texas punt. At least they flipped the field. So, all right, another commercial break. Take this time to tell everybody, hit the like and subscribe button. Help us grow this thing. Very interesting stuff we got going on. this evening. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Ooh, what do we got? Nothing really going on. All right. That's funny. All right. We'll be back, TikTok. Mm-mm. Du-du-du-du. But anyway, um, so here we go. Georgia. Okay, Georgia's got it back. Well, uh-oh, that dude's hurt. Georgia gets another first down. Hmm. Going to be fascinating on how this game shakes out, because if Georgia goes down and scores, that is not going to be good. Not looking good for the Horns here. They need a stop desperately on defense. So, okay. Billy Gonzalez losing his shit. Nope. Incompletion. 3rd and 11. What do you like here, Georgia? Baylor making a push. The Georgia receiver was touching the Texas DB. Quick screen. Incoming field goal. Ooh, that's targeting. Blake Shapen just gets flattened. Or no, it's going to be a punt. Sorry, I got confused. Was confused on that one. That's interesting. That's a catch, even though he was out of bounds. But Herbie and Reese Davis, Texas finally gets a stop, but they got to go down and score. Nice shot of the Woody Hayes Athletic Center there. Okay. Short punt. Interesting. Huh. Florida hits a field goal, so there's that. Commercial for change of possession. Florida fans on Twitter tweeting "Fire Billy." That's interesting. Ooh, North Carolina football. I'm sure there's some good comments under the final score. I enjoy reading when the universities post the game day final. Is just fascinating. Well, Ole Miss going to halftime, down 4 to Florida. Yikes. That is a yikes. That is a double yoy. Billy Gonzalez just coaching it. All right. Almost a halftime. The vaunted Lane Kiffin halftime interview. All right. We're back on. Ooh, hit Arch a little low there. Allen for Georgia. CJ Allen walking off gingerly, going to the locker room. That is not a good sign. Ooh, tunnel screen. What a call by Sark. What a call. What a call. Texas desperately needs a touchdown. I mean, they got the stop. They need a touchdown to stop the momentum big time. Looks like another hold. Another hold coming. I think it was on the wide receiver at the top of the screen. Yep. Very, very interesting call. Texas 6 penalties for 38 yards tonight, and they're 0 of 4 on third down. So 1st and 16, they come out and make it what? 2nd and 5. So the penalty really doesn't matter now. Okay. I apologize for the dead air, but Texas first down. I was reading something. Looked like Brandon Ennis for Ohio State looked hurt. Okay. All right. 6 minutes left. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Arch fades it. Incomplete. Unbelievable. Not that I'm trying to do the whole ball washing with Arch, but he's actually made some good throws tonight, and they just haven't came up with it. Okay. And it's a pick. You got to be shitting me. Come on. What'd the dude do? Fall down? Guy falls down, interception. Come on, show us the replay. I want to see it again. No, Arch overthrew him. Just, you could argue he might have gotten hooked, but they're not going to call it. He couldn't get both of his hands up, even though the Georgia DB had a hold of his one arm, but Texas defense needs to hold the line. Also, yeah, I forgot USC sneaks out the win in the rain. All right. Just getting there 5 minutes. 5:30 left in the second half. Oh man, my buddy texts me, Texas is trash. Well, it's hard to say that because there's been some unfortunate turn of events. All right. Uh-oh. Stockton throws it into the Texas bench. So Texas's defense holds strong. The Texas offense got to come out. So maybe the Texas offense can come out and show some signs of life here. Ohio State up large on UCLA at home. No Nico. Where's the... Oh, wow. What the hell kind of pun is that? So Texas is actually going to start in Georgia territory on this one. That's fascinating. So basically, to sum up the first half for Texas, it's been one of those that in all reality, they have not executed at all very well. Arch is way overhyped, Scott Weiss says. Is it Arch is overhyped, or have they not just executed? Jonathan Peoples-Jones is a bad man. All right. Here comes the reverse that gets stuffed. That's the thing. It's like, come on, Sark. You know Kirby's defense is going to be disciplined, and they're going to be where they're supposed to be. 88 misses it, and 5 just read it. Texas's wide receivers, their perimeter blocking sucks. Overthrows him. 4th and 7. Another punt. All you got to do is. Here we go. Another penalty. It was thrown in the backfield. I bet it's illegal formation. What do you want to bet? Illegal formation or false start? Illegal shift. Oh, the center back. He flinched, so they called illegal shift. All right. Texas's defense needs another stop. All right, they're showing highlights from other games. Also, I got to get my halftime graphic punched up. All right. Stockton connects. They're out to, looks like the 38, 39 yard line. So we're about to see. Got to get a stop. Cannot let him get a field goal. Georgia Tech got taken to the brink again. It's wild. They both have the same amount of possessions time, and Texas has nothing to show for it. Well, 2-minute timeout, but see, the thing of it is right there, it's interesting because it's time of possession. Also, you have the turnovers, the 3 and outs. So there is that. Also, Shane Beamer media availability. That is on the bingo card for this evening as well. Huh. So there's that. Appreciate everybody who's tuned in. All 261 of you that have tuned in thus far this night. If you can do us the biggest favor, hit that like and subscribe button. That helps us a ton. Ohio State up 27-0. Ole Miss, Florida getting ready to come out of half. In Texas, Georgia, I feel like some people are starting to write the obituary on this game. And I think there's going to be a lot of people hitting the delete button, to say the least, because I don't think this thing is over yet. I don't think it's close to being over. Also, scheduling update. Monday, we're going to do the call-in show, SEC call-in show. So there's that as well. Ohio State leads to half, up 27-0. Fourth game, Ohio State's allowed 0 points in the first half. So there's that. All right. Taco Bell student section, we're living Moss. Need to get some of those big Georgia shoulder pads. All right. Coming out of it right out of the break. End around to Dylan Bell. There goes that man. I think he'll end up. That's not good. That's one thing Georgia can't afford to do is have. They cannot afford to have injuries at wide receiver, I don't believe. So minute 44 left. If Georgia can go down and score a touchdown, I would say it's the death nail. Interesting by Bobo running it there. And Kirby's got all 3 timeouts left. So he can push the point really if he wants to. Kind of a shaky handoff there. Got to get to, I would say, 35 to feel comfortable in the field goal range, to say the least. Just free access throws, and they're going to call him out of bounds. Wow. Interesting. I'd have called him inbounds and ran that clock. So there's that. 51 seconds left. Ooh, Stockton just gets chased down. 4th and 4. What do you do here, Texas? Did Sark call timeout? We're at an hour and a half almost for the end of the first half. I'm all right with that. Is Kirby going to go for it here? That's gnarly if he is. Oh, he's going to punt. So since he's going to punt, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that um, Sark's going to kneel it and get out of the half. Oh, Kirby went punt safe. Depending on what it is, just show the Kirby versus Peyton. Huh. I would say they're just going to hand it off. I would at least think so. Missouri on the board again. Nope, they're throwing it. No, now Kirby's going to call timeout. No, he's not. If I'm Sark, you just let it go, dude. They only brought 4. He had 5 to block 4. Yeah. So did they injury timeout? Baylor causes a 4th down. What happened to 52? Landed on his shoulder. I would say, what is this? Are they kneeling it or what are they doing? All right, halftime. I will be back and the phone lines will be open. All right, we're back. Also, let me get the phone line up and going. Don't have a bunch of stuff with me. Sorry, I missed about 5 minutes of the second half, but you boys got to eat. You know, that's what we're doing here. But we're back. Texas desperately needs a touchdown. Ole Miss is driving on Florida. So there's that. Let me get the phone number out there for you folks. I will put it in on the ticker below. Okay, save. And all right. All right. So the number is up. Apologize for that. But number is up. Number to call. 260-255-4069 is the number to call. Let me do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We'll get this back rolling. Yep, that's a hold. Huh. All right. What do we got going? I apologize, everybody. I know. Uh-oh, there goes Keywan Lacey. Just missed a touchdown. All right. All right. Number to call 260-255-4069. Another Texas punt. So Texas can't do anything with their opening drive. So there's that. Also, phone lines are open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. If you want to call, get your call in now. Just seeing how this game shakes out, it'll be I think it'll be more one of the more fascinating deals. I just don't think Texas is going to completely fold up shop like people on the internet think they're going to. Just saying. So yeah, there's that. Phone lines are open. Number to call 260-255-4069. Number to call. So there's that. Getting ready for it. Also, we have a barn burner between Coastal Carolina, Georgia Southern. Ole Miss still down 4. Utah up 15. Purdue getting dog walked. So there's that. Also, phone lines are open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. Also, if you're watching on Twitter or TikTok, come on over, hit that link and come and join the YouTube community. Hitting the like and subscribe button helps us a ton. So there is that. Also, we're going to have some late night action about the kickoff here in a few. We got Wyoming, Boise State, San Diego State, TCU, BYU, Louisiana Tech, Washington State. Just a pretty decent slate in the late hour while the call-in show will be going on. But there's that. Appreciate everybody. Ooh. They're interviewing Kiffin right now, but I appreciate you. Number to call, 260-255-4069 is the number to call. So there is that. Ooh, Ole Miss. Ole Miss hit heading into the fourth quarter. Oh, yeah. So here we go. Gunnar Stockton. I think a touchdown here is a death blow. You got people commenting on videos, all kinds of fun stuff. But Texas needs a turnover desperately. Lacey, touchdown in the end zone. Ole Miss back on top, and there's a Texas turnover. There we go. Not like I may or may not have a small wager on the Horns tonight. Just saying. May or may not have a small wager on the Horns. Just saying. But we got a Texas-sized turnover right now. You're in plus territory. You need a field goal. Actually, you really need a touchdown. Hill Jr., what a snag, my friend. You got to go forwards, not backwards. So come on. Let's go. So third down. Unbelievable. Just clips his leg. Come on. Oh, and he gets the catch. All right. Texas in the red zone. Keywan Lacey, 24 yards, 24 touches, 205 yards for 8.5 yards a carry. Also, if I'm looking at it just by a certain way, Griffin gets the big Paul up. Also, phone lines are open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. 31,000 posts about Mike Bobo. The Ole Miss defense needs a stopola. What was that? He walked right into it. I hate to say it. Number to call 260-255-4069. So here we go. So Texas burns a timeout. Obviously didn't like what they were seeing. Phone lines are open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. So there is that. Got Ole Miss in Florida. Mississippi State down 11 in the third quarter. Ohio State up big. If it was up to me personally, I would be getting Sayin out of the game. Lagway converts another third down. So there's that. Let me double check here. Phone line is open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. All right. So appreciate everybody. Phone lines are open. Number to call 260-255-4069. Florida's got a big 3rd and 1 coming up. Appreciate you. Oh, Lagway, quick snap and the sneak. That's a first down. So there's that. Got to see what Texas can come up with. Believe it. Yep, 3rd and 13. Mm. Going empty. Oh, we got a flag in the secondary. Flag in the secondary. Yep. Pass interference. That's a tough one. How bad does he get him? Oh, yeah, he holds him. Can't grab him like that, my friend. Can't do it. So, first and goal, Texas. Touchdown, Horns. We got ourselves a ball game. Phone lines open. Got ourselves a ball game. Also, phone lines open. Number to call 260-255-4069. Number to call. So there is that. Might just huck it, chuck it football with that. So here we go. Also, phone lines open. Number to call 260-255-4069. Number to call. Getting that all set up and ready to go. iPad is ready. All right. Just looking at some stuff here. What do we got, MPG? Ooh, we looking rough for Kiffin on the old on the old. Oh, there they are. They're showing it. Lane, please come to Florida. Mm-mm-mm. Very interesting endeavors, I will say. Number to call 260-255-4069. What is that? No, need this. All right. What happened in the Ole Miss game? I'm assuming Ole Miss gets a turnover. What happened? Tip ball, interception. Rebs got it. What a play call. Way to have it dialed up there, Pete. But yeah, we'll probably leave the phone lines open for, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. Go over some scores, go over really what happened throughout the day. So Texas on the board, they're down 4. Uh-oh, there goes that man, Zachariah Branch. Cannell miss score. That is the question. 34-0 Ohio State. Yeah, they're on cruise control, I would say, anyway. Where do we go from here? Huh. All right, Stockton 2nd and 3. What do you like here, Gunner? Looks like it's going to be a 3rd and 4. Was he down? Very interesting. All right, this is a big 3rd down. And he's short. Yep. Short. Oh, yeah, he's short. What's Kirby going to do? Looks like a punt. Who called timeout? We're about to see. Also, is it under review? Okay. I don't know. This is going to be a fascinating ruling. Mm. Huh. Interesting. All right, 4th and 1. Here we go. This is a big play. And they get it. Georgia gets it. Texas can't get a stop. Be a interesting spot for Texas to get the stall. Uh-oh. Stockton sacked. Not good. Also, phone lines open. Number to call 260-255-4069. Ohio State just returned a punt. Huh. 3rd and 13. He was way short. Fourth and 5. Georgia going for it. That's a first down. And they get the PI. Mm-mm-mm. 2 penalties on the defense. So he was offsides. First and 10. Oh, Nick Frazier. So realistically, what they need is a stop. Timeout on the field. All right. Here we go. Number to call 260-255-4069. Number to call. Appreciate all 130 people watching. Missouri running back out the gate 88. Louisiana Tech, Washington State, fourth quarter coming up. Here we go. All right. Okay. Let's do a little quick Googling. Oh, man. This game is, it's not really dragging. It's quicker than, ooh. All right. Waiting on this to get back to us, but we shall see. All right. Purdue getting crushed by Washington. All right. Here we go. All right. So Oh, Georgia gets another first down. Oh. So best case scenario here is get a stop and make Georgia kick a field goal. And that's a touchdown. Dawgs, touchdown. So realistically, Arch has got to they're down 11. Not in a good spot. They are down 11. Did Missouri score again? Damn. Lagway sacked. What'd Texas do? Just lose them? Yep. That was stealing for Gunnar Stockton. They had two guys looking at one dude. Huh. And Georgia gets the onside kick. Wow. Surprise onside kick. Wow. That is a crushing blow. Also, phone lines open. Number to call 260-255-4069. Sark was ready to throw the headset. Just when Texas thought they were getting it back, this is where Frazier earns his NIL. Yep. Where are we at here? It's what would that be? That's 2 years in a row Texas cannot beat Georgia on the road or at home. Mm-mm-mm. Texas has got to hold them here if they want a snowball's chance in hell. Yep, they're in field goal range. It's over. Texas cannot stop Georgia at all on offense. So there's that. Yeah, Frazier for 8-9 yards a carry. Just Kirby's going to grind this clock all the way down. Second and 2. Another first down. Mm-mm-mm. Well, it's about all she wrote. We'll miss in. It is likely curtains for Florida. Mm. Wow. So we'll see. I think it's curtains. What board is that one from? Hmm. Well, I guess we'll see. I think the Texas bet is toast. It is rocking at Vaught Hemingway. Also, phone lines open. Number to call 260 255 4069. BYU getting it charged up and ready to go. Come on, guys. If you're Texas, you got to know that they're just even if they hold them to a field goal, they're still down a tutty. Still down a tutty. After this one, it's getting contentious in the Baylor Utah game. So we're down to 11 minutes left. Mississippi State is down 11. Huh. The rave is going to be the Lane Kiffin press conference. All right. Texas hasn't had the ball yet in the fourth quarter. Gunnar Stockton designed run, first down. Done like dinner. Texas had a chance, but Georgia touchdown. I knew I should have bet the other way. Well, uh, huh, that's going to be all over the internet. Lacey with the belt. Mm-mm-mm. So I think we're although I may end the stream early. Possibly end the stream early. Florida State, Virginia Tech. A lot of maroon there. Also, phone lines are open. Number to call 260-255-4069 is the number to call. So there's that. Texas down 18. And you start at your 11-yard line. Yeah, it's over. Just absolutely caught him sleeping. Hmm. I guess after the So you can't take pictures on the field now. Interesting. 3rd and 14. It's almost over in Athens. And that's it. Texas punt. It is huh. Hmm. So I would say Frazier is going to salt it away, and that'll be all she wrote here soon. Texas's playoff hopes are going up in smoke. Mm-mm-mm. So here we go. Hmm. Fascinating endeavor. Blake Shapen on the ground. Huh. 5 minutes. Kirby calls timeout. All right, Kirby, come on, man. That's kind of gross, but whatever. Phone line's open. Number to call 260-255-4069. Missouri scores again. So Missouri blowing out State. All right. Oh boy. That's interesting. Just looking at some of the Twitter stuff, fun times. Hmm. All right. See if Georgia can get in the end zone. Stockton gonna gonna move to pretty much 2-0. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that's all she wrote for this evening, folks. I hate to cut it short, but it's what we're doing tonight. Had a big bet on Texas, lost it. I'm not watching the end of it, so appreciate everybody watching. If you tuned in tonight, do us a big favor, hit the like and subscribe button, and we will talk to you tomorrow. Or no, Monday. Maybe I'll be over it by Monday. But hit the like and subscribe button. and we'll talk to you Monday.